Mr. Jones. And Mr. Jones is having trouble in his plantation because the slaves are acting up. They're not performing. So Mr. Jones goes and asks his buddies, what's the solution to get more out of my slaves? Mr. Smith will fix your plantation. So Mr. Jones goes and inquires with Mr. Smith, and Mr. Smith says, don't worry, tomorrow at first hour, just call all the slaves and I will personally talk to them. Just tell them that I am in charge and just leave it to me. The next morning rolls around. Mr. Jones calls all the slaves. They stand in front of the house plantation and it says, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you Mr. Smith. From here on out, Mr. Smith will be in charge of the plantation. Anything he says goes. Mr. Smith stands up, walks forward and says, from here on out, you are free men. You can do as you please. You can go wherever you want. But understand one thing. As soon as you leave this plantation, things out there will be dangerous. There will be terrorists. Maybe some other slave master will pick you up and toss you into their slave system. But you are free to go. Or you can be part of this democracy that we're about to create. And we can all work together and own the plantation under this new flag that I created, known as the Jones Plantation flag. And we will salute this flag together every day. And together we will build the plantation. And everybody cheers, yes, yes. And we will see you guys tomorrow at the same time you came in today when you were slaves. Next morning rolls around, 8 a.m., they're happy, rolling around. By 2 p.m., one of the slaves is laying down under the tree. And Mr. Smith rolls around and says, why are you under the tree? Don't you see all your fellow men working? Don't you see all your fellow men vaccinated? Don't you care about everybody else? To the whipping post you go. He talks to a couple of the other slaves and says, what do you guys think about this behavior? Isn't he lazy? He's not contributing towards the benefit and the good of everybody. Here's the whip. Take care of him. One slave whips the other slave. The moral of the story is that we believe we're free up until we break free from the illusion. The next day rolls around and people witness that slave was hurt. They begin to question Mr. Smith's tactics. So Mr. Smith says, you know what? Call everybody together once again. We're going to have a vote. And I'm going to let you guys pick once again if you want to work for Mr. Jones or for his cousin, Mr. Richards. And every 90 days, we will cast a vote and we will choose whether we want Mr. Richards or Mr. Jones to run the plantation. And we're going to vote for this guy. Everything's going to change. 90 days goes by, nothing changes. Let's vote for the other guy. Nothing changes. And then one day, one of the slaves revolts. Nothing is changing. Everything's the same. Mr. Smith, Mr. Jones, and Mr. Richards together stand up and say, why are you going against the benefit of the plantation? We all own the Jones plantation together. And we see the same thing today in society. We're told that we are part of this, that we own the system, that we're free until you're not. You can have your money frozen tomorrow. You can have your social accounts deleted tomorrow if you're outside of the system. And when it comes to this freedom concept, you need to understand that you have to get rich, you have to get highly connected, you have to get extremely well developed in order to win the game. Yeah. This entire thing's a game. And if you see it as a game, you don't take it seriously. You play it. You play it to win. You don't play to be mediocre, you play to win. So everything you're doing, every attribute, every moment you're operating is to become a better person. Become an excellent person and money will come. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people, that in this process of freedom, this illusion, this election thing that we're talking about, it's two fucking wings of the same bird.